What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in and welcome to the channel. This is going to be part one of a multiple part series where I do a little review about the creatures that are in the Arc Editions mod for your custom servers. This one happens to be a custom server that I personally host with a group of my friends, and I am opening up the servers to everybody else. And today we are going to be taking a look at this beautiful monstrosity here. This is what is known as an Acrocanthosaurus, and they're pretty big, yeah. Dwarf Rex, a little bit smaller than a Giga, but a lot more power. Let me show you some. So the creatures on my server max level are 300. So this one is only about 14 to 20 levels after tame. We did tame this one with mutton, so we got about 99.98% effectiveness with the taming rates and everything that are on the server. So, you know, this has a couple of levels put into it after the fact. Now, taking a look at the stats here, you can see he's got 87,000 health. That is absolutely crazy for a dino with only this many levels in it. So definitely tanky. They have pretty decent weight, which, I mean, if you want to use them for transporting things, help, you know, if you're moving bases or something, they're good for that. And they're really good for defending themselves. Melee damage is at 632%. Now, all of these values that you're looking at are pretty standard. Oh, we are getting attacked by something. What's up, little scorpion? You want some of this? Yeah, that's what I thought. All right, back to the video. So you can see that these values here, we don't have any of the scalings tuned up too high. So these are pretty true to what you're going to get if you have similar difficulty scaling on your server. And this is what to expect if you play on my server. So he gets about 1,500 points per health, about 15 points per melee damage. So scaling is really good. I love it. So the taming portion of this, we'll go ahead and just jump right into that. So acros are definitely interesting in the sense that they have a couple of attacks, and then they have this strange shield mode. Oh, we got a basilisk under the ground. Let's get out of that poison. Darn basilisks. So this is the left click attack, which is pretty standard for most dinos. You have a C attack, which is a good stomp. And then you have this shield stance. Gives you a knockback and it absorbs damage. Now, this dino in particular is very special because of this shield stance. And you can see I'm seated on the side of the dino rather than on top. And in the shield stance, I'm away on the back. So if I'm getting put under fire or you're getting attacked by a Veleno or really anything, it offers that additional edge of protection against whatever your assailant is. Now, as you can see, while I've been in the shield stance and being just buggy attacked by that basilisk, I have a rage meter on the right-hand side. And we're going to go get it filled back up. Just in case you didn't notice it. But it looks really similar to the rage meter that is on a Giga. Now, that rage meter is important because the acros, they have an adrenaline mode. This adrenaline mode buffs their attack speed, or movement speed, sorry. Their movement speed, their attack damage, and it actually unlocks an additional attack. This little thorny dragon isn't going to pose any issues to me, but as you can see, no damage mitigations, no saddle at 600 and I believe it was 30%. We're hitting for about 575, so very respectable damage. But we're going to move over here. I do see some stegos fighting something, so that'll be really good to get that adrenaline mode stacked up here. I was fighting an aloe. Perfect. Let's see if we can go ahead and aggro all of these. So the unfortunate thing is in the shield stance, you can't quite sprint, which isn't the worst thing in the world. You know, you're blocking damage. You're not in a hurry to get anywhere, but it does block pretty good damage. So 49, 29, 17, 27, and 57. So definitely really good damage mitigations. Absolutely. So we're just going to let these fools kind of beat up on us a little bit here. Well, we killed the Carno. See, even with the knockback, the damage is still really good because their base values are so high. And I personally love the coloration on this one. The white and black with the blue accents. Super cool looking dinos. The creator of Arc Editions definitely did it justice when they designed this creature. So we're going to go ahead and see if we can't aggro these two stegos. We're going to send that one into time and space. So, yeah, I'm just going to sit here and let these stegos kind of beat up on me a bit. And right before we get that adrenaline mode, we'll come right back. All right, and we're back. And the stegos ended up de-aggroing all the time, so I had to swap over to these trikes. Now, before we get the adrenaline mode pop, I want to just hit briefly on the taming. Normal trank, it doesn't work on these guys. Can't hit them with a gun or anything. It's all on the adrenaline mode. So when he activates the adrenaline mode, he's going to do this really big, loud, and telegraphed roar. You have to walk up and throw narcotics or biotoxin in its mouth in order to knock it out. So you have to make sure that they're in this shield stance, and you have to deal damage, proc the adrenaline, and then that will enable you to put the food in their mouth. So we got the trikes to de-aggro there a bit. We're gonna get this one aggro too. So here we go. It's almost procced. Make sure you're in shield stance mode. This is particularly useful when dealing with a lot of mobs, specifically bosses and everything. Definitely want to ride these. Here we go. That roar right there. That's your chance to run up, toss some stuff in its mouth, and then knock it out. So we get increased movement speed, a lot of damage. You can see now we're hitting for 876 per bite. Now, the really cool thing about the Acro is the stomp in adrenaline mode. It actually hits 3 different times. So this is an armored stego. We're hitting for 798 each time. That's about 2,300 damage total. So you can just imagine the type of carnage that you can cause with this dino in its adrenaline mode. And it's just an all-around solid tame. I would much rather take this over a Rex, a Giga, any of the large weight class carnivores, in my opinion, with the Arc Editions, in compared to the other additional creatures mods that I'll also be covering, and the vanilla dinos. This is by far, in my opinion, one of the best, and I highly, highly recommend that you go grab one. It's gonna be hard, so prepare yourself, but it's gonna be a very, very, very good investment in the end. So yeah, one last thing I do want to show you. I'm gonna go get a level or 2 on this guy, and we'll come right back, and I'm gonna show you in real time what the leveling looks like for the health and the melee damage, so stay tuned. Alrighty, thanks for waiting. I appreciate it, even though for you it was only just a second or two. So we did get just a quick level here. Like I said, the health is 1,500. The melee damage is about 12. About 12, because it was at 620 even last time, so a little over actually. And the stamina goes up by about 400. Now I will say that will pretty much conclude the review. My final thoughts about the Acro are as follows. It's a great looking tame. First off, one of the coolest. It has the shield stance, which is for great defense. It has fantastic defense. It has a knockback for if you get swarmed. It's got AoE damage, and it has probably one of the best sounding roars of any vanilla or modded dino, in my absolute opinion. If you got a second, just listen to this. Yeah, that is absolutely amazing. I love it. Cons, it's a little bit slow, but no slower than a Rex. I think it's actually a bit faster than a Rex, but going to be outran by most things. They are extremely difficult to tame. I would say probably one of the harder to tame, so definitely not something to be taken lightly. And they're a big dino, so they take up quite a bit of space. But that's really it. Their stamina consumption is good. Scaling is good. Health scaling is good. Way more pros than cons on this one. So why don't you log in to the server? The details will be down below. And come get yourself one and see how it pits up against all the other dinos on our server. But thanks again for watching, everyone. And I hope you have a good rest of your day. Catch you later.